So welcome again to one of our chats with our pub crawl guides. We're joined once again by another guide. This time she's the only current member of Edinburgh pub crawl with a set of ovaries. So let's welcome.
That we know of.
So how you doing, my friend? How you keeping?
I'm good, man. Thanks. How are you?
Doing away. How's your family? Everyone COVID free?
Yeah, well, currently I'm actually back at home at my parents' house, and it's the first time I've been living at home in about 5 years, so it's a bit crazy. So
yeah. Like, are you dragging your? I mean, I think. I mean, as much as I love my mom, I think if I lived with her again, I might kill her.
No, it's fine. Like, I've got a lot more of a routine going on because, like, you know, your mum like taps the door in the morning, makes you get up. I'm now only drinking, apart from today, on like Fridays and Saturdays when the parents drink, or else, like, you know, you get the shunned feeling. So, and yeah, I'm used to like drinking in Edinburgh on the Cowgate every Tuesday, Thursday night. So it's a bit of a different experience, but yeah,
I'm
okay.
got this paint fence painting I've got to do with my mum. She's now that lockdown has been slightly eased and you're allowed to go visit another household. Mm-hmm. She sprung that on me that I've now got to fucking paint a fence. So that's like, wow, yay, lockdown's over. You're sure. I kind of can't wait for another lockdown peak so I can maybe get out of it. But there you
go. Careful what you wish for.
So yeah, obviously you're keeping busy. How are you keeping it passing the time? I mean, I know lockdown's been eased a little bit, and you can go see some people now. But you know, how did you get through the tougher months and all that?
I'm living vicariously through playing Animal Crossing on my Switch. I've hit the 500-hour playtime mark, and I've only had the game for like 2 months, so I don't know if I should be proud of that or not. Yeah, it's great. I can't see like real friends, so I just talk to my animal friends on my Switch. It's great. They don't judge me.
As we've worked out with some of these chats already, it's complimentary to have a drink. So what are you drinking? I can see, is that a beer?
It's, of course, the beautiful Tennants. When in Glasgow, do what the Glaswegians do. I mean, I'm not going to drink a fucking innocent gun in Glasgow, am I? So.
Battered, you get your ass kicked for that shit.
Probably by my own mum downstairs, yep.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. So have you been binging? I mean, I know you've been playing your Animal Crossing, but have you been binging much? What are you watching?
I've like binge watched all of the Studio Ghibli stuff on Netflix. Watching like a weird like documentary about killer cults on Amazon currently, which is a bit, it's weird. There's talk about like lizard people that are like running the world. It's pretty mental, but it's quite entertaining to watch. I don't really watch the normal things everyone else watches. I watch Tiger King, so I could talk to people about that for a bit.
Yeah. I actually quiz on Tiger King. Would you care to try it?
Sure.
I have 10 questions on Tiger King. Let's see if you know the answers to them. I saved them. I've been doing family quizzes with my family. So like I'll have my mum and my brother and we'll do like a quiz. It turned out my mum didn't really pay attention when she watched and my brother did. So it was kind of fell on deaf ear. But I might have someone that finally understands the quarantine. Where the fuck is the question now? There we go, Tiger King. Okay, question number 1. Are you ready?
Yes.
In what state is the GW Roadside Zoo run by Joe Exotic? Which state was it?
America. I don't fucking know.
It was Oklahoma, you dumb cunt. There you go.
I don't know states. I don't live there.
You've got American family. You should know better.
I know. I was actually in America when this happened.
Yeah, I remember that.
You
kind of get back. Tell us what that was like.
So it was quite surreal. So I went over to the States. Like, people were talking about like the whole coronavirus pandemic, but it wasn't like at home, and it wasn't like a thing really in the UK or the US at the time. And then like, yeah, a couple of days into my trip, they were like, okay, it's now definitely in the UK, but it's not Scotland yet. And they're like, it's in the US, but it's not in Virginia where I was. Then a couple of days later, like, oh, it's in Virginia and it's in Scotland, but not the places you live. Then a couple of days after that, it's like, yeah, it's in Richmond where you're staying, and it's in Edinburgh and Glasgow where like all your friends and family are. Like, okay. And then it's like we went to Walmart and there was all these people with like trolleys full of toilet roll, and you're just like, oh my god, like I've been eating so much Mexican food here, I need toilet paper.
That's revolting.
So yeah, that was like, it felt like the start of a kind of horror, like end of the world movie, just seeing all these people like crazy panic shopping. And then my flights were getting delayed and it was getting like a bit scary, and I'm like, am I going to get home? And then I started to take ill when I was on the plane coming back. So that was a bit scary. And then everyone around me on the plane's obviously freaking out because I was getting like kind of hot flashes of temperature and feeling like really ill. And then everyone around me is just like, oh my god, she's got the Rona. And I'm like, no, I think I'm just sick. I'm really sorry. So I got home, I had to isolate because of that. And then a few days into that, lockdown got implemented, my work got shut. And yeah, I've not been back to Edinburgh. My mum picked me up because I wasn't feeling well. Like coming back from the airport took me to Glasgow, where I live in Edinburgh. My flat's there. So it's like, I've not seen the place since all this happened. Like it feels like Edinburgh's just the way I left it, but it's not. So
do you live alone or do you live with a flatmate?
I live with my friend. Me and my friend Tree share a flat around Gorgie area, and I'm really missing the flat. Like we had a little video chat the other day, just catching up. But yeah, so it's been a very strange thing to like go through because I'm like just kind of stagnant at my parents'. Like it just feels like weird.
Yeah, it's one of the things, isn't it? We have to get through it as best we can, but it is a struggle, you know. It is a struggle. So, what about pub crawls? I mean, obviously, like we're on a bit of a downturn, and you know things are starting to look up slightly, which is good news. But are you looking forward to getting back to work on pub crawls eventually one day in the future, if it ever happens?
Yeah, hopefully. I actually this is quite nice for you didn't know. Like kind of last year there was a pub crawl and there was a group of girls from America. And I got speaking to one of the girls and she lived in the same like place that my family in America live. So literally on March just there, me and her like met up in the States for a drink, which was really cute. So yeah.
That's what pub crawls. I really do think so. When I went out to the States a few years ago, I bumped into a few people that came on pub crawls. Some of them let me on the couch, which was really fucking handy when you're backpacking. So yeah. Oh, that's sweet. I really do like those stories. I really do. So do you miss it? What do you miss most about getting a good sesh with some strangers?
I don't know. There's so many aspects of it. It's nice also the idea that, you know, if you get drunk and do something stupid, it's like, you're a fucking stranger. I never need to see you again. Yeah, I don't know. It's nice just meeting new people. Like it can get a bit samey just going out with the same folk all the time. So it's like new people and new conversations. Like, I don't know, it's just fun. I like meeting new people all the time. Just doing daft stuff like silly drinking games, and you've got like, I don't know, like there's a family and you're playing Never Have I Ever, and you just see like the children crying when the mum drinks over the wrong sexual questions. Like hilarious.
One of my favorite Never Have I Ever's that we do is what was it? It was Never Have I Ever had a finger up the butt. And it's such a really simple one. I know it's quite, it doesn't sound mild to some people, but it's fun. On a pub crawl, you know, it's one of the more mild ones, put it that way. But yeah, long story short, the amount of family members that probably have to go into therapy after they've had to see their mum know that their dad had the finger up their butt at one point.
Or in worse cases, it's just the mum that drinks and the dad's like, that wasn't with me, and then there's a divorce settlement on your hands.
That time with the postman is gone. But yeah, no, absolutely. I'll tell you, on the subject of drinking games, there is something that bugs me about you. Is when you play that fucking game with the bucket and you reward bad behavior, you get people. So if you don't know it, let me explain the game for those of you who are watching. It's a very simple thing. You get the whole group crowding around a We've got a little drink bucket, and you've got to sort of bend over in an awkward way. You can't touch the ground, and you've got to stay on 2 feet and pick up the bucket with your mouth. And if you can pick up the bucket, when I play the game, you get to drink out of the bucket. But when Rachel plays the game, when you fail at picking up the bucket, you have to drink. Now that seems wrong to me, because it seems like you are rewarding failure of people.
No, I make a point of, if people want to play the game, so we usually play it in a bar called Three Sisters on the Cowgate. They've got a nice big porch area. So, and they're kind enough to give me a bucket and trust me with it. So when we're going into the place, I'll ask people before we go in, right, I'm going to play a game in here, hands up, who wants to play, who just wants to do their own thing. So the group that wants to play, when we go to the bar, I make sure all of them order different kinds of drinks. So the bucket's going to be a mixture of all these different drinks. So actually, it's going to be a really putrid drink in there. So it's not really a reward to drink it. So yeah. And it makes people feel like they have to win, they have to do good, because you don't want to drink what nasty stuff's going to be in that bucket. So look, I think my method's better.
Fuck out of it. Well, if you're offering free bevy, maybe it's just a Scottish culture thing. Maybe that's just that thing that you're being friendly to other cultures who might not want to drink lots of different alcohol. But I come from the public school sector in Scotland, and if it's free alcohol, it's going to get drank. I've sucked booze out of a carpet before.
You should not be proud of that.
Hand on my heart, that's that Scottish shit right there.
That's scumbag shit, man. I'm Scottish. I've never drank it a fucking carpet.
I'm okay. I'm okay with it. I'll be fine. But yeah, it's crazy. It is. It's a crazy time. It's a crazy thing. I obviously miss working. We looked at some of the recommendations, and apparently none of us can go back to work until phase 3. Yeah. And no shagging anybody from the outside flats until phase 4. And I know that you and your boyfriend live apart, so what's that like?
Yeah, so we've not seen each other for like 9 weeks, and like he lives with his parents and I live with my parents. So yeah, it feels like you're in high school, and like now when you're like talking to someone you fancy on MSN, it's that kind of vibe, like really.
You're far too young to be talking about MSN Messenger.
How? I'm like almost 27.
Almost? Shit, you're older than I thought you were. Well, that's a good news. There you go. No, you said almost 27.
Yeah.
Like that, you're 26.
I know, I'm trying to make myself sound older.
I'm 26 3/4. There you go.
I'll go for that.
All right, cool. Well, I mean, it's been, yeah, I mean, these things are very, very bizarre. I mean, obviously, we're trying to keep busy past the time and stuff, but are you guys communicating with each other regularly? Are you calling each other, all that kind of stuff? What's it like?
Trying. He's still working all the time. So, like, his, like, other job, he's, like, a manager for, like, a store. So he's doing, like, crazy hours, like, more so than he would have before all this kind of thing happened. Like, he's key worker, and then there's just me at home waiting for my work to reopen. Like, so he's telling me all the like crazy stuff going on in his day, and he's like, what did you do? I'm like, I got onto season 4 of Modern Family. I only started watching it yesterday.
That's fantastic. Do you have any pub crawl stories that you miss? Yeah, you must have something.
I've got a few. I think like my pub crawl experiences are kind of different. Like I'm like a bit maternal when it comes to crawls by myself. Like I always try and make an effort to like speak to everybody and get everyone to like kind of be a group. Like I usually work weekdays instead of weekends, so it tends to be that kind of smaller groups, like kind of like 30 odd people. So I'll usually do like everyone in the first bar, I'll have a couple of drinks, and then the next bar I'm like, everyone's playing a drinking game and it's fucking mandatory and you're doing it. And then get Never Have I Ever out the way, and you realise by the next bar, just walking there, everyone's friends, because it's like totally broken the ice. I miss that. I miss like, if someone's ever been like a bit of a dick in the pub crawl, like rule number 1 of the pub crawls, don't be a dick. And I'm like a tiny like 5'5" woman with no strength, so I'm like I can't be that authoritative. So I'll get the whole pub crawl on my side. If someone's been a dick and talking over everyone, I'm like, guys, what was the first rule of the pub crawl? And they're like, don't be a dick. Like, can everyone here point out who's breaking the rule? And they'll all just point out. I'm like, yes, see, you're being a dick. No one likes it. Stop it. And that's kind of my way of like working that out. Miss meeting folk. Like, I'm still in contact with lots of people I've just met on one night that we've just got on, and it's nice. Yeah, there's like people all over Europe that I'm like, totally, I'll meet you up for a drink, like if I'm ever visiting and stuff. So
I'll tell you, after 6 years, it'll be 7 years in July, we've been doing pub. And I can tell you, after 7 years, that novelty of adding people on Facebook wears off very quickly. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love meeting people. I absolutely love having people on the pub crawl that I haven't met before, and it's great fun, it really is. But I have so many Facebook friends that I don't know who the fuck they are because I can't remember because I was drunk that night. I don't know if I'll ever see them again. I don't know what I'll do if I ever see them again. So it's just taking up a lot of space. And also, I've got a lot of people who are like anti-lockdown, who are just like, yeah, this is against my civil rights and shit. And I'm like, I'm glad I spent one night drinking with you because you need to go off my Facebook page now. So yeah, I started off, I think I said this the other night as well, I started off quarantine with 4,000 Facebook friends and I'm down to about 1,800, which is because I've just been pieing people left. It's great fun. But yeah, so listen, well, I think we'll kind of wrap things up near and there. But before we go, I just want to mention to everyone that we do have vouchers still available on the website. These vouchers, they're valid for as long as you're alive. So check that out. If you want to come on a pub crawl, all you have to do is let us know what night you're coming and bring your voucher along, and it's as simple as that. You can visit vouchers, you can get vouchers, sorry, at www.edinburghpubcrawl.com. Rachel, do you have anything last you'd like to say to the people of the world before you go? You must have like some wise words or wisdom for the people.
Oh, that's really on the spot. If you come on this pub crawl, I'll be the smallest lady that'll beat you at drinking a pint in one go.
Perfect.
Done it many times.
There you go. Well, if you want to hit that record button, we'll switch off and we'll say goodbye to the people.
Go, bye.
Bye.